Chronological Bible in a Year, day 228. As we continue reading Jeremiah, we're getting some more prophecy of things to come, both in the immediate future and in the much more distant future. And what I want to highlight in chapter 33 is some of both. Starting in verse 8, we read, I will cleanse them from all their wrongdoing by which they have sinned against me, and I will forgive all their wrongdoings by which they have sinned against me and revolted against me. So we see some repetition. God will forgive our sins and the way we've revolted. He then adds in verse 9, it will be to me a name of joy, praise, and glory before all the nations of the earth, which will hear of all the good that I do for them, and they will be frightened and tremble because of all the good and all the peace that I make for it. This is pre-exile, and he's like, people are going to tremble at the way I bless these people who are about to spend 70 years in slavery. Are you sure that's what you mean, God? But he goes on and he explains that there's going to be a time of return. We've seen that a few times already. And it brings in a popular refrain the people would have been familiar with. Give thanks to the Lord of armies, for the Lord is good, for his mercy is everlasting. You haven't gone into exile yet, but you're going to eventually come back, so give thanks now. How often do we give thanks before the hardship comes, for which we'll be grateful when it ends? This is such a backwards view of gratitude, isn't it? But it's the view that we need to have. We need to be grateful to God for what he's doing now, but also what this will result in the later. Whether times are great or bad, we need to find a way to thank God through it all. And then he goes right from this to verse 14. Behold, days are coming, declares the Lord. I will fulfill the good word which I have spoken concerning the house of Israel and the house of Judah. In those days, at that time, I will make a righteous branch of David a sprout, and he shall execute justice and righteousness on the earth. We're seeing where this ultimate blessing will come from, and it's not during the exile. It's not immediately after the exile. It's hundreds of years in the future through this branch that will be Jesus. Now, they didn't have that understanding, just as many in the current and historical church didn't understand what Jesus meant when he said he'd be back. They expected maybe days or weeks or years, and here we are 2,000 years later knowing that it's an inevitable but unknowable return. So how can we give thanks the same way that God was calling the Israelites to, for something that hasn't happened yet, something we may not see in our lifetime, but something that is revolutionizing our lives now and in eternity? I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. But until then, God bless.